What's up, Josh?
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad, man. What you up to today? You having a good day?
Having a great day, man. It's another one of those days where I'm just feeling good, just moving around.
I know. You how far are you in now? With just walking?
Uh, 26 weeks. I am 26 weeks in the program, but I am in my week two, completely wheelchair free.
Man, that's dope, bro. That's amazing. And you got that big ass shirt on. That shirt pretty big.
Yeah, man. I've all the clothes like since I started, I went from a 5X down to a small 2X, and all my shirts now are either like pajama pants, pajama clothes for my family, or like really big white shirts for all my cars and stuff. Man, it's ridiculous. I had to buy new clothes. I look like I feel like the little brother in my big brother's clothes. You know what I mean? Like it got too baggy, man. Where I didn't feel comfortable. And, my pants kept falling off. I don't know.
You're a good inspiration, bro. You don't even understand. You don't even understand, bro. I hope you get to see that. Like you've motivated a
Appreciate it.
lot of the other clients. Really. Right? If you can do it, why can't anybody else?
Yeah, and I mean, I figure I saw the program on Instagram, and it said how many military guys want to lose some weight. Man, I was a big boy, especially in a wheelchair with above knee amputations. You know what I mean? Like I was a big boy. Didn't walk for years, like years. This is the longest I've been up consecutively. After losing my legs in Iraq, it was hard to find that proper workout program and eating program to get my health on track to where I needed to be. And I mean, once I joined, I mean, I feel like I found out that I was doing all the wrong stuff.
Oh,
All
yeah, man. Well, we happy to be with you through that journey, brother. Happy to be with
Yeah.
you. You took damage to your left arm too, right?
Yeah, I took damage to both my arms actually. I lost both legs above the knee. I have partial use of my left arm, and then I got a nice chunk of muscle and tissue missing from my right arm. Which I mean, if I get classified, I get classified technically as quadriplegic. I'm like right there at the bottom line. Where I barely make quadriplegic, but I do. So, but I kind of don't let my arms dictate how I live my life. I try not to let my legs dictate how I live my life. That has a little bit more say.
Yeah, yeah. Well, shoot, man, aren't you doing pull up? You doing pull ups again too, aren't you?
Yeah, man, I tried doing pull ups, bro, and I was like, man, first I couldn't get up there because being in the wheelchair, pull up bars way up there. And I went and got my prosthetics. I mean, it was all a process. I had to lose some weight and then start my walking program, and then eventually get taller. And then once I got taller, I started doing different exercises because now I have different equipment with my prosthetic knees, and being able to get up higher. I was able to do, I was like, went out there and just kind of, I'm gonna do some pull-ups to see what I can do, and it's one after the other, man. It's like, here we go.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's dope, bro. And pull ups aren't easy, bro. They not.
Yeah,
They're not easy because you were what 6'2" originally, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, man. I get it, bro.
yeah, bro. I mean, the last time I did pull-ups, I was 6'2", probably about 180.
Mm.
Right? Now I am not 6'2" and definitely way over 180. And trying to get back to that, bro, it was a good bar to set it at to see where I was at now. It's kind of like the program. You see where you're at when you start with, and then you start building up, and eventually you get to your goal, and you hit your goal, and then there's another goal, and then there's another goal. And I just keep crushing goals on the way up. Yeah, and that's just the way my mind works. And if I could do it, I want to do it.
Everlasting goal, man. That's the
Yeah.
goal. Have an everlasting goal. I like it. So tell us a little bit. So, where were you before body ops?
Fat at 267 and in a wheelchair, not moving much, man. Like, unhappy, just kind of, lethargic physically. I went from playing hockey to taking an injury, and then, I just kind of tried to let my body heal. But while doing that, I got lazy and got fatter, got bigger, and just, you know, immobile, to the point to where I wasn't functional no more. And for me, function is a big thing. I need as much function as I can to just get through the day.
How was that emotionally and mentally for you?
The challenge of just knowing that I'm not where I used to be, before the injury. It hit me hard to begin with. It hit real hard. So it was one of those things I had to learn how to not think of the past. You got to think forward. What's next? Okay, this happened. What's next? And all the I guess the military training, the mindset kicked in to where, okay, here's the situation, find the problem, fix the problem. So that's kind of where I went with it, man. And just I knew where I needed. I knew I wasn't smart enough to get me where I needed to be. I was doing all the wrong things, but I mean, as soon as I got it, I got a chance to do something for me. I did. It was this whole program was to get me out of the wheelchair and moving for my birthday. Like when I turned 39, I told myself, by the time I turned 40, I'm going to be up and walking. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get down to 220 just because it's a good number to start with. Once I'm there, once I can get there, I know I can get further. I can do more. So that was a good starting point. And I like crushing my goals. I like, doing things, the way that I used to do them. Mentally it was better for me to do it that way. It built me up. I got my confidence back. I started thinking differently. Started planning stuff out.
As we was working together, didn't you tell me you made a bet with your father
Oh yeah,
about
yeah. I
getting
made
to
it.
walk by your birthday?
Made the money off of him recently
Yeah.
too. He finally paid up. I made a bet with him. I started in September and he bet me $2,000 that I couldn't get down to 220 before February 2nd.
Yeah.
But February 2nd comes around. I think I was like 217.
17.
Yeah, 217 for his birthday.
Yeah, man. Talk
Yeah.
about keeping your word. That's dope, brother. Good job.
Yeah, that was the hard part, man. I mean, it started getting down to it, man, where it's like, okay, bro, like February is coming up, and then it was like a good week where it was like, okay, everything's processing, everything's moving, everything's working, we're eating right, we're moving the way we need to move, everything came into play with like the last 2 weeks, and once I hit 220, man, I shut down all communication with my dad. I just didn't want to tell him nothing. I wanted to be a secret. It's on his birthday, man. I was like, yo.
That's dope, man. That's dope. That's got to make him proud too. You kept your word and you actually put the work in, man. That's dope. So, what have you been able to accomplish with the help of me, with the help of your coach?
Oh, man. So I'm pretty sure my wheelchair is useless now. My pushchair is useless. I totally forgot that outside. Like I said, like last week I had put it in the truck and I've been using my legs ever since. And since then, man, like the other day it rained and I was like, oh, hey, did we take down my chair? It's like, no, nobody even knew it was back there for a little bit. Like, and I was like, oh man, with the WD-40, this bad boy, like I've been up. I mean, being up is one of the things that I appreciate the most in my current condition right now. The battle to be up and walking is what I was fighting for. To be mobile without a wheelchair, to not be dependent on my family to go get my wheelchair or to grab this or grab that for me to be, I mean, now that I'm up and walking, man, I mean, it's like, well, you got legs,
Yeah.
go over there, fat boy, go get you something, and you want grapes, go get some grapes, man. Like, have at it.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of motivation that's keeping me going. Like these girls keep me honest.
I remember you told me your relationship with food wasn't that good also. And then
Yeah.
remember you telling me the family jumped in with you and y'all all start eating good together. Your wife is starting to lose weight a little bit too, isn't she?
Yeah, she's eating right, man. And we were all. I mean, it's like one of those things. Like what you see, monkey do. I mean, she was already fixing me healthy stuff, and she was just nibbling on my stuff. And then eventually it just became, well, she'd make a plate for herself. And then, my oldest daughter, she's 19 and she starts seeing me start losing weight. And she's like, oh man, I need to kick it in gear. There's no way dad's going to be able to beat me. I can't let my dad look better than me. So she goes to the gym and she started eating right. You know what I mean? And it's a trickle down effect, man. I mean, especially if the fat guy in the house is starting to work his butt off. Everybody else, every able body that's in my house should be working too.
Man, you know what you just explained? You just explained 3 of our core values. The first one is become obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
You became obsessed with it,
Big
right?
time.
Big time. The second core value number 2 is lead by example. You didn't tell your family they had to do it. They watched you do it. They watched you succeed. The results was the proof in the pudding, and they followed you,
Oh yeah.
right? And then number 7, gratitude. Gratitude, man. They thanked you for it, and you thank them for it. And I thank
Yep.
you, man. You've been a motivation to all of us. I talk about you a lot, whether you realize it or not. Like, just I always say that if Josh can do it without legs, why the hell can't the rest of you do it? Like, this ain't
Yeah.
you being lazy. You making excuses, and you did not make excuses, man. And you are exactly what Matt started this company for. That's exactly why. What's one last thing you would tell the current clients and the ones that are looking to come? What's one last thing you would tell them?
Man, 1,000% straightforward. 100 miles an hour, everything you got. There's a goal at the end of that tunnel. It's like, and the only thing you need to concentrate is the end of that tunnel is getting there. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what obstacles are in your way. I mean, for me, my obstacles were all physical. It wasn't just the exercise; it was literally physical. It was the walking. It was the arm disabilities. It was it was everything. I had to deal with everything, and it was all worth it. Every bit of it was worth it, and you know what I mean. So I tell all the new guys that uh, Rome wasn't built in a day. You
Mm,
know, and for all the guys that and the ladies out there that are still going, it's the same thing for me. It's one step at a time.
true
So
story, man. Well, thanks, Josh, man. I appreciate your time on this, man. I really am. I'm grateful for you, brother. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys, man, especially you, coach.
All right, man.